Welcome back. Week 3 of the FFL347 season is in the books. Quick shout outs to 5 people scoring over 100 points this week: Trevor, Dustin Fortune, Joe Gianosa, Jose Moreno, and Lucas Matson, all getting over 100 points. As you can see today, no special guests, it's just me. Usually when there's no special guests, the ratings of the show go down. Apparently you people like the special guests, and I'm all about the YouTube views. I want to rack those up, so in a sad attempt to get more ratings, I have 3 major announcements that I'm going to go over during the course of this short video. I'm going to go over one of the announcements right now, and we'll save the other 2 announcements for the end of the video to guarantee that you guys watch the entire video. And I'll save the very best announcement for last, and you'll like that one, I promise. First announcement is I actually made up my own stat. That might sound stupid, but I actually made up a real concrete statistic. You know, growing up you see all these stats like batting average, RBIs, and you always wanted to, make up your own stat, but you couldn't really figure one out, or they all already exist. And now this is a real stat I made up. This isn't a fake stat like, oh, how goofy is Kyle on a scale of 1 to 10, 9.5. It's not that kind of stat. This is a real stat with real data, numbers, formulas. So let me tell you what this stat is all about. First, the backstory. I was watching football yesterday. I was looking at the scores of all our fantasy matchups, and I noticed Emilio's team, it just sucks. And not just does his team suck, like he's really, really bad at picking which players to insert into his starting lineup. Like I don't know, like it's not that hard. I mean, you look at projections, you do a little bit of research, you plug the best players in, but he can't seem to figure that out. And it got me wondering, is there a way to figure out not who has the best team, but who is the best manager of lineups, who can make those lineups? So I invented my own stat, and you'll hear me talk about the stat not just for the rest of this video, but probably for every single video the rest of the season and for the rest of my life, because this is a pretty cool stat that gives us a lot of data. And again, every stat is completely irrelevant by itself, so this stat I made up is called manager efficiency, and it tracks, again, how good you are at picking the correct starters. And again, this stat is meaningless by itself because it's not going to show you who the best teams are, who's going to the playoffs, etc. It's just going to show you which of us 16 real people, managers, are the best at inserting the right people into the lineup. So let's quickly go over manager efficiency. As you can see, I've actually compiled a bunch of data and formulas for this new statistic called manager efficiency. I actually thought of this yesterday, and then I actually came up with an idea for how to calculate it today, and I spent the entire day compiling all this data to get the statistic. I did literally nothing at work today. By the way, sorry it took me so long to make this video. I know it's 10:45. It was 50 Cent Wings Day at Wingstop today. It would have been financially irresponsible of me not to make it over there before they closed, so I am back, which is why I'm making this video a little later than usual. But anyways, let's go over manager efficiency. So I'm not going to tell you how I calculate manager efficiency, but all you need to know is it's a number. It's a scale from 0 essentially to infinity. Most of the numbers are going to fall between 1 and 4. If your manager efficiency is between 1 and 1.6, you're really, really, really bad at picking your starting lineups. If you're from 1.7 to 2.4, you're decent. That's right where you want to be. And anything above 2.5 is really, really, really good. So I came up with all this before I knew who was going to end up having good manager efficiency, obviously. So let me show you what I came up with. Myself, I have a 2.1 manager efficiency, so that's right where you want to be. But I'm 1 and 2. That's my record, even though I'm picking the correct players. So Nick Quintana, his manager efficiency is 1.28. That's really, really, really bad. However, he's 2 and 1. But who knows? Maybe he's 3-0 if he actually picks the correct players. Next is Emilio. He's actually got the worst manager efficiency in the entire league at 1.23. And obviously, if he would have picked the correct players, maybe he wouldn't be 1-2 as well either. So who knows? But that's the league worst manager efficiency, and he's actually the guy who got me thinking for the stat. So who knows? Maybe we'll rename the stat the Emilio Diaz efficiency stat or something like that. Trevor Kelly 1.93. That's where you want to be. Joe Gianosa 1.81. That's decent as well. Ryan Glazer exactly 2.0. That's good. Dustin Fortune right on the fringe of batting decent at 1.73. You're okay. Jason Edeliant, great manager efficiency, 2.61. That's outstanding. He's picking all the correct players. Kyle Steinfeld, 2.3, pretty good. Omar Ray, 2.2. Jacob Morrow, he's got the third worst manager efficiency in the league. He's 0-3. He's at 1.35. Jose Moreno, 2.19. That's fine. The highest, this came as a bit of a shock to me, the highest manager efficiency in the entire league belongs to Jameson Jones. So you're probably wondering, who cares, Victor? Like, stop with this stupid stat you made up. Yeah, it's a real stat, but who cares? Get on to the matchups. Well, what's really interesting about this stat, and part of the reason I'm glad I figured this out, is because this gives us a little bit more information as to who actually knows what they're doing and who's getting lucky wins and who's actually earning these wins. So last year, as you guys may remember, Jameson went 12-1 in the regular season. He was by far the best regular season team. He did lose in the first round of the playoffs, but the whole year I gave him flack for saying, "Oh, you're 12-1. You're so lucky. You have no idea what you're doing. Your players are just good. You have no clue. You don't know who anyone is outside of Aaron Rodgers." But it looks like I was wrong because Jameson actually has the best manager efficiency in the entire league. He's hands down picking the best starting lineups out of everyone here. So, and again, this tracks how good you are at picking your starting lineup from your team. So this doesn't factor in how good your players are or how good you did drafting. This factors in only what you do with what you have. So these are my 15, 16 players. These are the 10 I'm going to insert into my starting lineup. And based on that, we calculate how good you are at picking those 10 starters and 8 bench players or whatever it is, right? So again, this has nothing to do with who drafted who. Jameson, as a matter of fact, missed the draft, and his team's doing good. So yeah, that part is lucky. But with the 16 players he has on his roster, he's picking by far the best starting lineup. So 3.6 manager efficiency. That's ridiculous. Jameson will love watching this video because he loves hearing about himself in these videos. So great job, Jameson. 3.6 manager efficiency. That is the highest in the league right now. And again, this isn't a week-to-week stat. I mean, I can calculate your manager efficiency for each individual week, but the numbers I just went over are your season manager efficiency numbers for the first 3 weeks. Joe DeMont, the best team in the league. He's 3-0. He's leading the league in points scored, but his manager efficiency is not that good, 1.64. So, Joe, you could be doing even better, which is hard to believe because you score a ton of points every week. You could be doing even better if you actually put the right guys into the lineup. So, not very good manager efficiency. Lucas Matson is the only other guy above, besides Jameson, above a 3.0 efficiencies at 3.03. Great job, Lucas. And Michelle, even though Michelle's team sucks, he's actually picking the right players into his starting lineup. So, if all your players suck, there's not much you can do, but at least he's picking the least sucky of all his sucky players and starting them and getting max points. So Michelle's manager efficiency is 2.46. So that's pretty good. So that is manager efficiency. Thanks for watching that. That's 9 minutes. Wow. Talked for a long time about that, but it's a very important stat. So let's quickly go over the matchups for week 3. So Nick beat me by 11. Okay, I had Devontae Adams going today. 11 points, just a touchdown and 50 yards, and I would have tied it. I looked at the stats. Packers offense went off. Rodgers had 5 touchdowns for 1,000,000 yards, every single player on the team had like 300 receiving yards, except Adams, who had 0 catches for 0 yards. Even the 5th and 6th string receivers had like 3 catches each. Adams didn't do anything. I lose. I'm 1-2. Nick's 2-1. Emilio loses to Trevor. No shocker there. What is ironic about this, though, is, as you can recall, Emilio and Omar were the team captains who picked who they wanted in their division. Emilio had number 1 pick, and he picked Trevor. Out of everyone in the pool, he wanted Trevor to be in his division. Well, Trevor just showed him, and Trevor gave him a pretty good butt whipping this week. So that's pretty funny and pretty ironic. Emilio, however, is the most consistent player in the week in the pool, I should say, in the league, because he scores in the 70s every single week. Doesn't go any lower than 70, any higher than 79. He's in the 70s. You can count on that. Whoever's playing him next week, all you got to do is score in the 80s, and you'll win. Trevor has not scored less than 80 points. So, Trevor, great job. Thanks for coming in today. You and Ryan, of course, are attached to the hip. So when I say Trevor came in today, I obviously mean Trevor and Ryan came in today. Next matchup, Dustin Forthune goes off and scores 117 points and loses by over 40 points to Joe Gianosa. Joe Gianosa set the record for the highest point total, not just for this week, but for any team in the entire season with 163 points. That probably won't be broken the rest of the year, which is also funny because Joe Gianosa would not stop bitching about how he hates this 16-team format, and he's never going to play again. He hopes he gets banned. No matter what, he's never going to play again. And now he's all about it. Now he loves it. So, great job, Joe. 2-1. Next matchup, Jason Edelein's VIP Badge Vikings beat Ryan. Jason was down by 6 heading into tonight's Monday Night Football game. He had Travis Kelce. He had Kelce scored 10 points, so he wins by 4. So nice little comeback victory tonight. By the way, Jason, what does your team name mean? I still haven't figured it out. I actually Googled VIP Vag Vikings, and nothing came up. So I thought I was out of the loop on something. I'm not. It's just something we made up, which is stupid because no one knows what it means. So please fill us in. Next matchup, Jose Moreno, defending March Madness champion, defending NHL playoff pool champion, starts off the year by beating Kyle and going to 3-0. He's got a stranglehold on that division. He's already 3 games up on Jacob after 3 games into the season. He's one of 2 unbeaten teams left. He has not scored less than 86 points this year, so watch out. He's got a lot of momentum from his past 2 championships. Speaking of Jacob, Jacob got beat by Omar. Jacob is one of the 2 winless people in the league. Jacob, as a matter of fact, has not scored over 75 points. He hasn't scored over 75 points at all this season. That's pretty bad. Congrats to whoever plays him next week. By the way, Jacob, pay up, dude. I know Turlock Poker Room has a big series starting this Friday. I'm going to be there. If I see you there and you haven't paid, and I see you playing cash games, I'm literally going to walk up behind you. I'm going to reach over you and just grab a stack of chips and literally just walk to the cage and cash them out and just leave. And I'll probably get kicked out, but at least I'll get my $100 that you still owe for this league. So if I see you there, you better pay up. Next matchup, Joe DeMont beats Jameson in the matchup of the week. The 2 unbeaten teams, the 2 top scorers. They happen to be in the same division. Joe DeMont goes to 3-0. He's the second unbeaten team remaining. Get this. Joe DeMont has not scored less than 92 points this week. That is redonkulous. Jacob hasn't scored over 75. Joe DeMont hasn't scored less than 92. So good luck to whoever plays Joe next week. By the way, Joe, you owe me a filing cabinet. Just a reminder that you need to bring in or buy me a new filing cabinet since you ruined my other one when you decided to sit on it for some reason, even though there's like 10 perfectly good chairs in this office. So do not sit on filing cabinets when you weigh 250 pounds because you're 9 feet tall. Okay? I will expect a new one next time I see you. And the last matchup, Lucas ends his 8-game losing streak, which dated back to the last 6 games of last year. He beats Michelle. Lucas has not scored less than 91 points at all this season, despite being 1-2. So he hasn't scored less than 91 points, and he still only has 1 win. That's because he played the top 2 scorers the first couple weeks. So Lucas's team is going to be good this year, and we'll see what he does. As of right now, Michelle and Jacob are in the lead in contention for getting banned. So, second major announcement. Hold on one second. This is completely un-fantasy football related, but our corporate sponsors, VP Marketing Solutions, mandate that we share this announcement with you fine folks at home. VP Marketing Solutions will now be specializing in promotional items. So things like custom lanyards, coffee mugs with your logo, random accessories like magnetic clips with your company logo, miscellaneous accessories, football things, football helmets with your company logo. VP Marketing Solutions, now your promotional items headquarter. If you need something for your business, your place of work, your church, your school, whatever, contact VP Marketing Solutions. And if you don't need anything, you can still refer people. As a matter of fact, they pay a 10% referral bonus for anyone you send over. So you send over someone you know, they spend $600 on promotional items or anything else VP Marketing Solutions markets, like embroidery, screen printing, print media, then we pay you 10%, which would be $60 just for telling us about your friends. So don't forget to refer your friends, and VP Marketing Solutions now specializes in promotional items. That was the second major announcement. Now back to actual league-related news. The third major announcement is, a lot of people have asked, and talked about and alluded to a fantasy football trophy, but there isn't one. The only league that people actually care about is the March Madness pool, and obviously we have a sick trophy for that, perpetual trophy where you just keep adding names. Obviously we do a lot of other pools like the playoff pools for NHL, MLB, NBA, World Cup pools every 4 years, a bunch of miscellaneous pools like the Home Run Derby pools. We're obviously not going to have a trophy for every single one of those. That would be too many trophies. They get kind of stupid. We have 2 major tournaments each year, the March Madness pool and the fantasy football. But we don't have a trophy for fantasy football. People want one, it sounds like. So let's get one. Now, I was thinking, should we make it like the March Madness trophy where you can just add names every single year? Nah, that's not that cool because we already have something like that for March Madness. So I thought, hey, it'd be cool if we made the same trophy, kind of like the Lombardi trophies. Not the Lombardi trophy, but something that'd be the same every single year. That way, if you 10 years from now, if you've won 3 titles, you could have all 3 of your trophies sitting on your mantle. That would be cool if they were all the same. And every year it would be reissued a new one. But we're not going to do that because realistically, it's going to be hard to find someone who makes the same trophy today as they do 5 years from now, the same vendors, 10 years from now, etc. So the trophies would probably end up looking all different. So we're not going to do that. So another idea was, hey, what's really popular right now is the championship belt, like a WWE style championship belt. But then again, everyone and their mother is doing a WWE championship belt right now. It's super played out. So we're not going to do that. That's kind of gay. It's getting to the point where it's so played out, it's not even cool anymore. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a Fantasy Football Champion trophy starting this year. And here's what it is. This is the third announcement. It's the sickest trophy ever. Whoever wins the league will get a authentic NFL jersey of any player they choose, as long as that player is on their team. So it's one of their players. You can pick the home jersey, road jersey, alternate jersey, doesn't matter as long as they were on your team. It'll be the authentic stitched jerseys, not the heat press jerseys. The stitched jerseys, you tell me what size and color you want, what player you want, and that's not it. On top of that, you will get the custom made FFL347 2015 patch embroidered on your jersey by VP Marketing Solutions. I will put that patch on there for you so you can wear that jersey when you go to Vegas or when you are watching football the following season on Sundays, hang out with other people from the pool. And then after that season, well, what I'm going to do is after I win this league this year, come back and win after I 1 and 2 start, I'm going to get a Larry Fitzgerald jersey, the white one. I don't like the red ones. Maybe I'll get the black one. Anyways, I'm going to get a Larry Fitzgerald jersey. I'm going to get the patch on there. I'm going to wear it every single Sunday next year during every single video. And then after that, I'm going to retire it. I'm going to put it in a frame and hang it up in my man cave the following year. I'll probably own a house by then, so I'm going to have a man cave. I'm going to hang it up, and then I'm going to just have a bunch of jerseys hanging there from all my fantasy football championships that I'll accrue over the years. So I'll have a bunch of different players I don't even really like Larry Fitzgerald, but who helped my team win the championship. So I will be more happy to wear their jersey with the FFL 347 patch. So that is the big announcement. I can't wait to get that jersey. It was great sharing all this information, especially manager efficiency with you guys. Stay tuned for more videos. Happy pickings on the waiver wire this week, and we'll see you guys this time next week.